Hi guys, welcome back to another Horus Heresy update video. It's been a while I think since I've done one of these. So with the 3rd edition on the horizon, I didn't really know how to say that, to be honest. It's given me a good bit of motivation, especially seeing all the Saturine stuff, to start working on my backlog. So 10 Tartaros Terminators, we have 5 gun Tartaros. So you got the autocannon, power fist, stormbolter power fist, stormbolter power fist, and then we have the sergeant with a plasma blast gun, chain fist, grenade harness, and a normal terminator with a chain fist and a stormbolter. I did go through the hassle of 3D printing some Blood Angels Tartaros shoulder pads because why not? And then I have 5 Tartaros Lightning Claw Terminators. So the sergeant has the grenade harness, and again you have your Blood Angels shoulder pads. So these have been sitting in my backlog for 3 years because I got them at the start of 2nd edition. This has also been sitting in my backlog for 3 years. I had 2 Sicarans on release of them, so it's about 3 years as well for this. And I've no Volkai Culverin sponsons, so I done one up on this. I don't have any other turret options, and they're still a bit wonky. I'll have to configure that. So, don't knock the table. Hunter Killer on the side, smoke launchers on the side, heavy bolter pintle mount or hole mount, and then you have the accelerator autocannon and a missile pod. So I literally just got these guys all built and airbrushed with the intentions of getting through as much of my backlog as possible prior to the drop of 3rd edition, because I know there'll be people looking for games and I'd like to actually have a fully painted army for it. So in light of that, I have a Scorpius Whirlwind, I have a command squad, I have a Rhino, I have a Doredio, I think I have 3 Contemptors to build. I've built a Leviathan. I hope I don't have another one, I don't think I do. I have 5 Cataphracti Terminators. I don't know how many Marines I have because I've lost count. I have a Land Raider Proteus, and I do plan on buying the Saturnine box when it comes out. But in prep for that, when I'm waiting to get them built and primed and painted and whatever else, printer go bird, we have some Saturnine Terminators. Now, I probably should have printed the bases on resin. I didn't. I printed them on the FDM printer pretty quick. I didn't put any proper supports right in, so the magnets don't sit flush with them, so it gives a bit of a rock, but it allows me to get them painted and they're on a base. And the joys of them being on that is they clip to my Frontier Wargaming paint handles that are in my paint case. So I've gone with 3 Saturnine Terminators with chain fists and stormbolters. They are 3D printed, of course. And then I went with 3 with stormbolter and power fist. So I gave the sergeants the double kind of shoulder shields, and he has what's essentially a cyclone missile launcher, but it just looks like a scaled down version of the Whirlwind or the Arcus Sicaran, which I think is pretty cool. But for some reason, in my infinite knowledge, I printed one of them, so the 2nd sergeant doesn't have them. And that is where I'm at the minute. I got them all airbrushed up the other day in one batch, which was pretty handy. Printing them was a breeze. I think I was able to fit them all on one plate on the Anacubic M5S, so it's literally a case of come in from dropping the kids to school, plug the printer in, go downstairs, do a bit of work, come back up, scrape them off, clean them, wash them, and downstairs for priming. So even assembling them was very quick. So that is them. And then for tonight's prints, if I can find it. Okay, so apparently this is running until I find it, which is not pressure at all. This is what I took off the plates between last night, the night before, and tonight. And yeah, I'm all in for Heresy this time around. So you're looking at, I might need to give these another click. Oh no, that's just, okay, I thought there was actual wet resin on that there for a minute. Rapier batteries. So I have a heavy bolter, I have a grav cannon, I have a las cannon, and I have what I presume is a thunderfire cannon. I then also have a base topper for war machines, so don't mind that. Illustrious assault cannon, javelin weapon sponsons, although they would probably work. They're not magnetized. I do need to do a small bit of cleanup on some of the smaller supports, but just to have a look. I mean, doesn't look that bad. So I have javelin, las cannon. Again, look, there's a couple of supports in there. I need to get in that with the hobby knife. Oops. So I have 2 of each, or I should have 2 of each. Okay, I do, yeah. I have some crew. I think this is the Mark V crew, so he's a chunky boy. For a javelin, these are just proxy sculpts, they're not actual Games Workshop official. And then I have these Mark II Crusader guys. So no, there's a smaller one. So I have one to stand on the back of the Rapier battery, and then I have, and these are great conversion parts for consoles. So might need to do a little bit of work to get that to fit, but I have antenna backpacks. The fact that these came off and there's still a bit of giving them is great, because I printed so many of them. His head is buried in the controls. So I've a couple of bits there for the javelins, and then I have a couple of bits for the weapon battery. So basically I've done 2 crew for each of them, which is the gunner and then the kind of spotter that goes with them. And then you have all the parts to go with them. So some of them are built as fulls. This torso could well be off the javelins. So I just bought proxy files on 3D Code, so there was free files that were similar in design to a javelin, because I've actually dealt with the forged ones and they are awful, and I don't really want to do that again, so I just went with proxies. I'm not playing any official tournaments, I'm not going to Warhammer Worlds, so might as well just enjoy the printer and do some nice little prints. And then like they all have their controls and all. There's a random power sword in here for some reason, and I did break half it off, clean it off. I have multi-melta and heavy bolter sponsons, or pintle mounts for the javelins, and then shoulder pads and stuff. I did print off a batch of shoulder pads with the correct chapter symbols on them, and then I have different heads and stuff there. So there's a bit of work in getting all that organised, but we're getting somewhere. While clearing the backlog, I'm also adding to it ridiculously. So yeah, I don't think of anything else at the minute that's built for Heresy. I will be building more, and I will be painting more, so stay tuned for next week's Heresy Thursday update video of what's on the desk and what I've got done. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you're painting for Heresy, because apparently everyone's pretty hyped for this edition, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.